afternoon. Thanks for joining us. We begin with President Joe Biden's high-stakes trip to the Middle East.
Speaking in Tel Aviv today, President Biden promised U.S. support for Israel and its fight against Hamas. The president's trip comes as tensions in the region escalate even further following a deadly blast at a Gaza City hospital. Tina Kraus has the latest from Tel Aviv.
President Biden left Israel after paying a wartime visit to the U.S. ally as it fights Hamas in the wake of the Palestinian terror group's brutal attacks.
You can't look at what has happened here to your mothers, your fathers, your grandparents, sons, daughters, children, even babies, and not scream out for justice. Justice must be done.
The president's trip was complicated by a massive explosion Tuesday at a Gaza hospital. Hamas blames an Israeli airstrike, but Israel strongly denies it, releasing videos and other information it claims shows it wasn't behind the deadly blast.
Based on the information we've seen to date, it appears the result of an errant rocket fired by a terrorist group in Gaza.
The hospital blast has further escalated tensions in the region. In Beirut, Lebanese security forces used tear gas and a water cannon on protesters near the U.S. Embassy.
America is the devil, the real devil, because they supported Israel.
During his remarks, President Biden said he would ask Congress for an unprecedented support package for Israel's defense. He also announced $100 million in new U.S. funding for humanitarian assistance in both Gaza and the West Bank.
The vast majority of Palestinians are not Hamas. Hamas does not represent the Palestinian people.
Family members of Israelis kidnapped by Hamas made a plea to President Biden to help get their loved ones back.
My 3 grandchildren and my daughter-in-law are in Gaza. I want them back now.
The president said he has no higher priority than the hostages' safe return. Tina Kraus, CBS News, Tel Aviv.
It was not clear when the humanitarian aid to Gaza would start or how much.
Local community groups renewed calls for peace today because of the ongoing conflict in the Middle East.
Why ceasefire? It is the most important step right now. Nothing short of a ceasefire to allow for humanitarian aid to be given to people in Gaza and as well in Israel.
The Minnesota chapter of the Council on American Islamic Relations urged an immediate ceasefire in the fighting overseas. The organization says it condemns all forms of terrorism against any innocent life. There's also a rally in support of Palestinians at the state capitol at 5:30 this evening. Our Reg Chapman is there, and he'll have an update live message coming up at 6.